Hello everybody, thank you once again for tuning in to another episode. It's Tony back with you, having a look at some more sword and sorcery films. I've got another 5 again for you today. 5 really good titles. Again, one obscure one and one that stands out a country mile. So we'll start it off with an absolute favourite of mine. And I'm shocked that it's never got any better treatment in the UK. It is a Disney film, The Black Cauldron. Now I know this, I think this got a Blu-ray treatment through the Disney Club in the US. I'm almost sure it did, but for some reason never got a Blu-ray over here. I know Disney shunned this film for so many years. I think they saw what the animated version of Lord of the Rings was back in the day, and they wanted to do something similar. So they liked the sort of rotoscoping animation that was done within that film. So I think they put to task the animating crew at Disney to come up with something similar. And when they gave them this and they looked at it, they thought it was way too dark, and that it would scare kids. But it's actually a brilliant little film. It's dark in places, really dark in places, but it's got that Disney charm to it, as well as, again, really short film, only 71 minutes long, this one, but it's got a nice little bit of class to it. It is really good if you've never seen it, and again, this DVD is the only one that the only version of we've got in the UK, apart from a VHS version of it. So Disney, pull your socks up and start getting some Blu-rays out in the UK. Black Cauldron. Next one, we had a thing in sort of like the mid-noughties, so like 2007, 2008, 2009, around that kind of time, of loads of bloody like Viking films, and I'm a sucker for anything like that. So when this one came out, I was all over it. Outlander. A spaceman crashes onto Earth during Viking times and has to help a bunch of Vikings in a village to defeat a alien dragon. What more can you say? It's a great little film. Again, Ron Perlman pops up in this one. Ron Perlman seems to loves to do loads of stuff like this. He'll pop up in a few of these films that I'm going to have a look at, and we've already looked at. For some reason, he never seemed to shy away from it, Ron Perlman. A lot of people, actors tend not want to do this kind of stuff, but Ron Perlman just must seem, fuck it, it's payday, let's get on it. This is actually really good. I'm a sucker for a Viking film anyway, and mix Vikings with sci-fi, then I'm in both feet. The basic premise of this film is there's a war, a galactic war between a humanoid race and a race of sort of dragon, alien looking lizard things, and the dragon lizard thing and the humanoid guy crash land on Earth, and the time period that they hit is in Scandinavia, in the sort of Viking era, and initially they think this guy is from another tribe and that he's killed a lot of their clansmen, a lot of their kin, so they sort of beat the shit out of him and have him tied up until this dragon thing starts to attack. Well, they think he's a dragon, but he knows it's this alien species, and then they sort of like, he tells them how to defeat it, and so the story goes. It's actually really good if you've never seen it. So that was Outlander. Again, another one with Vikings in now. This one is bloodthirsty as hell. It stars our favourite, Karl Urban. Everybody loves Karl Urban. I don't think Karl Urban's ever done anything that's bad. The guy's brilliant. Pathfinder. Not to be confused with a Pathfinder from the 80s. This one is Vikings looks like they come to sort of pillage and raid North America somewhere for the first time. And they meet Native Americans and sort of wipe them out. But in doing so, during the battle, one of the Viking children gets left behind. And instead of killing him, the Native American clan decide to take him in and raise him as one of their own. And then years go by and a Viking tribe comes back again to try and pillage and dominate the area. But Karl Urban's character, who's the child that gets left behind at the beginning, says, fuck you, no, I were not up for this. These people have raised me. and I'm gonna kick your ass. And so the bloodshed assumes. Brilliant film. If you've never seen Pathfinder, especially this extended edition, check it out. Karl Urban doesn't speak much in it, but he's absolutely ripped to shit, and it's bloodthirsty. It's a really, really good film. So if you haven't never seen Pathfinder, check that one out. A cheesy Roger Corman film now, but this artwork will always suck you in with it. Barbarian Queen. There's about 5 films in this sort of Roger Corman line like this. They were sort of high fantasy, sexploitation-y kind of films. You know what I mean? We'll suck you in with some sword and sorcery, but here's a load of boobs as well. Yeah, I mean, you know what I mean? As a younger kid, I was all over this kind of stuff. And it's still entertaining, you know what I mean? Acting's generally shit. They're generally shot quite crappily. But this one's a little bit different. Yeah, it's very, very short. It's only 70 minutes long. And the beginning of the film really feels like a made-for-TV film. But as the film goes on, as it progresses, it feels to feel a little bit more epic as it goes on. And then the final scenes, the final 15-20 minutes of the film, it's really, really good. In typical Roger Corman style, it just ends. You know what I mean? The story just sort of like dissipates and they just sort of end it, and that's that. But there are quite a few within the Roger Corman catalogue of this kind of stuff. It's hard to get hold of now. You don't always come across it. You don't always find it. But Barbarian Queen is one of the better ones, and that artwork is phenomenal. It's always been up my street, that. And the last one for this episode, and I was so glad and happy from that Alan from over at Pop's Movie Dungeon sent me this on a trade. I sent him stuff and some stuff, and he sent me this one back. And for years we only ever had a Disney Paramount collaboration of this film, and it was okay. It was a DVD. It wasn't brilliant. It looked okay-ish. But when they decided to put this one out on 4K, holy shit. And this is a stand-up brilliant film. It is Dragon Slayer. The way this film looks is phenomenal. The storyline I always enjoyed. The way the dragon looks in this, apart from a little bit right at the very end that you can obviously tell is some kind of green screen. The practical effects in this film would never be done today, because they are amazingly good. The practical effects of the dragon, the sheer scale and size of the damn thing, is phenomenal to be caught on camera. And this basically, a group of people from a village are being terrorised by a dragon. They go and see a mythical wizard or sorcerer, who says, yeah, I can get rid of the dragon for you, but I'm not too old to travel. I can't do it anymore. And sort of during the whole sort of thing of them trying to convince him to come, he dies. And he says, listen, why I can't do it, take my apprentice along, and my apprentice will do it for you. And he's the apprentice thinking, holy shit, I can't do this. But doesn't want to show that he's cowardly or anything, so decides to go along anyway. And then the adventure kicks off from that. Brilliant film. And again, I ain't a slip guy at all, you guys know that, but the artwork on the slip is fantastic. And this is a steelbook, and you guys as well know that I ain't a steelbook kind of guy. But again, the artwork on the steelbook is just truly amazing. Great film. It's one of those, if you've never seen Dragon Slayer, I urge you to watch it. It stands out a country mile to a lot of things that came out at the time. This is an early 80s film. It looks that good that you would say it's probably later than what it is, but it isn't. It was the practical effects were just done fantastically, and it shows, and it still really stands up well today. So that's Dragon Slayer. Right, so the 5 for this episode were Black Cauldron, Outlander, Karl Urban's Pathfinder, Barbarian Queen, and the brilliant Dragon Slayer. So again, guys, for everyone that's been tuning into the videos, thank you very much for watching. It does mean a lot that you're tuning in on a daily basis to watch this kind of stuff. If you haven't already, please consider giving these videos a like. And if you're new to the channel, please consider giving me a subscribe. I've tons of this kind of stuff. If you want to look through the archives and see some of the other videos I've done, if you like this kind of stuff, I may have some stuff back in the archives that they'll pique your interest as well as. So to the next one, guys, thank you very much for tuning in. See you later. Bye-bye.